What's good? My name is T. Well, it's Trevante, but T for short. I am a cinematographer in Houston, Texas, and this is gonna be my first ever vlog. So, this is not my first YouTube channel. I have two other ones, TACT 22 Film and TV Reviews and TACT 22 Gaming. That's TACT 22. And that's also my videography company that I own. I created when I got out of school. I got out of film school in 2019, graduated with a bachelor's of science in digital cinematography. So I wanted to do this video because I really love short form content. And this is not necessarily short form. This is going to be YouTube style. This is not, I might take a segment or whatever out for TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram, but I guess mostly I'm a long form creator. But the things that I do is generally short films, narrative work. I've never done a day in the life, week in the life type situation. And I've always wanted to. It's something that I love, but you might think that all cinematography is created equally. It is not. To me, it's easier to write a story, do your storyboards, go location scout, figure all of that stuff out, and then create your story. But for day in the lifestyle videos, it's not as easy for me. One, because I feel like my life is boring. I feel like my life is so boring, and I am a product of social media. And what I mean by that is social media has made it to where if you are not living a certain type of way, you start to feel bad about yourself. You start to feel bad about your life. You start to be embarrassed about what you have and or don't have. And I've fallen victim to that. I feel like my life is boring. I am embarrassed of the space that I have here. I'm thankful and grateful to God that I have a roof over my head because a lot of people don't. I'm grateful for the gear that I have, even though I want more. So I am a grateful person, but again, I'm guilty of falling victim to all of the nonsense that social media pushes, which is again why it's taken me so long to start this podcast, to start this series, to start this channel. That's the word, to start this channel. Because like I said, I have a gaming channel and I have a review channel. And I guess another thing, not to blame everything on social media, another thing is that I'm a chronic procrastinator. And if you listen to any influencer, any YouTuber, any successful person, especially in the world of content creation, pretty much all of them are going to tell you they're going to have the same piece of advice, at least one of the same pieces of advice, which is to just start. That's it. Simply start. My review channel, TACT 22 Film and TV Reviews, I got that channel monetized in 3 months because I just started. That's it. I got tired of bull crapping around and I said, fuck it, I'm just going to start it. The first video was poor, like this one will be. And as time has gone on, those reviews have gotten better. They look a whole lot better. I started introducing clips. I mean, it's way better than the first video. And I appreciate that. I'm glad that I started. So trying to take their advice, take my own advice that I've proven to myself, which is to just start. So again, this is the first video on my lifestyle channel. It's just gonna be called T-Rob. That's it. I haven't even started the channel yet. This is just the first video. It's gonna be TEE_ROB, just like that. My goals, I really don't know what my goals are for the channel because I just love the world of content creation and day in the life influencers. I want to be careful and make sure that I specifically say that type of content creation because there's a lot of dudes out here doing some really weird crap. If you have kids, I guarantee your kids sit in the living room and watch YouTube and it's some of the most ignorant content you've ever seen. So specifically, I'm talking about day in the life type stuff. My favorite day in the life YouTuber right now, his channel is Ron Doug, Rondoug. And he is kind of, finding his channel is kind of what put fire under me to go ahead and get started, because I'm moving to Los Angeles January 2nd. Right now it is Thanksgiving Day 2024. Y'all probably don't see this video until like February, possibly. Just being real. Either mid-January or February is when y'all are gonna see this video. And I'll tell you why, but let me get back to Ron. I feel like Ron is he's a like-minded person, right? He's a content creator. He does long form and short form. I don't think he does narrative, but his visuals, fire. He's a fire editor, and I don't know if this sounds weird, but like low key, I kind of look up to him because he's doing what I've been trying to do, right? Like, he is essentially an influencer of sorts. He's a content creator from Philly. He moved to LA like I'm trying to do. He moved there a year ago, and he thriving. He's doing his thing. You know, he's out there working with brands like I want to do. He's got him a high-rise apartment downtown like I just booked. Like, and some of the stuff that he says, I really identify with, right? He's an introverted guy who, you know, he doesn't prefer to really talk too much and doesn't prefer to run the streets. He like to keep a, you know, small circle of people, and that's who he rock with. And that's me a lot. Like, that's really me. So watching his stuff, man, he's so inspirational, and he inspired me to just go ahead and get it done, right? So if nobody watched this channel, if all these videos be ass, it is what it is, because this is something that I want to do, and I'm going to get started, right? So moving on to why I say that y'all not going to see this video till like mid-January, February, or whatever. It goes back to the embarrassment. I'm embarrassed about this space. I'm embarrassed about how small this apartment is. I'm embarrassed about where it is. And that's the gist of it. Because by the time y'all see this video, you can talk all the shit you want about this space, because by the time you see it, I'll be in my high rise in LA. So it is what it is. And that's that. So real quick, let me give y'all a tour of the space, and then I'll talk a little bit more about, you know, how I ended up here and why I'm moving and that kind of thing. All right, this is where I just was. Let me raise the ISO a little bit since I'm not in front of that light anymore. This is where I just was. This is my living room. Let's start at the front door. That's the front door. So this is my coat closet. However, this is also where all of my gear is. Got a little tap light up there. This is all my gear. This is mostly just lights and stands, and tripods, but that's all of my gear. And I got some camera bags. You can't even see down there. The lighting is so bad, but I got some camera bags down there. So again, this is the front room where I was filming it. I mean, if you can't tell that I love filmmaking, you'll catch on. This is just an 80-watt pseudo-photo light. I only have one of those, unfortunately. I have 3 of those. So that one, and there's another one in the closet. My Husky here, that's Aries. But yeah, this is, you know, this here is what I use for my narrative work. Anytime I'm gonna do any narrative stuff, short film, autofocus on this lens is ass. But see, that's another thing I'm gonna talk about, man. Gear. I can't even get it to lock. Anyway, so yeah, that's oh wait, it's on stupid. I didn't realize it was on manual. There we go. That's a little better. The lens still trash. But that's that. So damn, since this was on manual, that means that my close-up was probably trash too. Anyway, this the kitchen. That's trash. Look at this stove. Easily a 1935 stove, but I won't go there. This is where I do my film and TV reviews right here with this camera and that light. Gaming area. I be on Destiny hard, mainly Destiny and Call of Duty. And then this is where I do my editing and uploading and all of that type of stuff. I'll show you the outside just to add to the experience. A couple of plants. So I don't want to sound ungrateful, right? But like, look at this space. This is nothing to be, it's nothing to be proud of. You know, thank God I got a roof over my head or whatever, but this ain't, I'm not proud to be here. Like, I'm not happy to live in a place like this. Anyway, back inside. We'll get on that in a second. All right, bedroom. So as you can see, it's just a basic 1 bedroom. Nothing big, nothing fancy. I give y'all a quick look at the restroom. Again, if you don't know I'm a filmmaker, there are signs. And this is the restroom, right? Again, nothing fancy, just a basic space. So, let me get back out here and finish what I was talking about. So it's highly possible that everything that I was saying in the beginning was out of focus because I didn't realize that the lens is on, it was on manual focus. But it's okay. It's cool. This is why I said I got to start this now. I need to get in the habit of doing, because I go through a different type of routine when I'm doing something narrative, right? Because if you're doing narrative work, a lot of times the camera is gonna be on all manual settings. And then, I mean, when you're doing a cinematic work anyway, most times you're using a prime lens. This obviously is not a prime lens. So prime lenses, there's no zoom, there's no none of that. And I usually would have focused myself wherever I was gonna be sitting there, and I would have stayed in that range. But because I'm doing something different, it completely threw off, you know, the checklist in my head, the steps that I would have taken. And I'll add something else to that. This is my second time actually doing this. I did damn near the whole video and pretty much finished it and forgot this. Forgot the damn audio. Because the camera audio is ass. I already knew that. So I did 45 minutes of talking before all of a sudden I was like, wait a minute. And I looked down and didn't see my mic. So it's gonna take some getting used to, right? So getting to where I said, you know, how I got to where I am now and how I got to the decision of going out to LA. So I've been in Houston, like I said, since 2013. When I first moved out here, I was dead set on law enforcement. I had the privilege of being a sheriff's deputy in Lincoln County, Mississippi, and I loved it. You know, I left college the first time in 2009. I left to go to the police academy. And that's what I wanted to do with my life. I just knew the rest of my life was going to be policing. And I got married in Mississippi, and that didn't work out after 5 years. And then I moved to Texas. Now, I say after 5 years. We separated at 3. And I moved to Houston while we were separated. So the divorce was finalized while I was in Houston. And man, I tried for a handful of years to get back into law enforcement in Houston and just couldn't. I mean, I was passing psych evals, I was passing physical evals, written exams, I was passing everything, but for whatever reason, it just wouldn't work out. So I got to where I chalked it up to divine intervention. I'm like, God don't want me to be a cop no more. And that's just what it is. So I let that dream go, and I started trying to figure out, what else do I love anywhere near as much as I love law enforcement? I started asking the people closest to me, like, if y'all could see me doing anything, what would it be? If it's not law enforcement, what else do y'all think I would be doing? And my little sister said film, and I want to say one other person said film. It's just something that I never thought about. I'm like, wait a minute, you know, yeah. As much as I love movies, as much as I'm watching movies and shows and all kind of stuff all the time, that makes sense. My sister had already graduated from Full Sail University, and she recommended that that's where I go. That's where I went. got my degree. That's also how I was blessed with that camera, the Sony. If I didn't see it in the little clip, it's the FS5 Mark II. Older camera, a cinema camera, but it's more of a guerrilla shooting, run and gun cinema camera. It's been time to upgrade, but like, man, the way my life has gone, that's the 2017 camera. You would think I would have had a new camera by now. Even the one that I'm shooting on, this was a birthday gift from my son's mom. This was my first DSLR. Only my third camera in life. My dad bought me a point and shoot on like my 16th or 17th birthday, a Kodak point and shoot. And like I said, my son's mom got me this camera maybe in like 2015 or 16 or so. And then the school got me that Sony. So it's definitely time to upgrade. Well, first of all, they didn't get it for me. That camera, a MacBook, not the MacBook that's over there, it's a different one that I sold, and a Westcott 3-point lighting kit and a tripod is what came in my technology package for Full Sail. So that's how I got started with my gear. And over time, I just bought more lights, more tripods, and that kind of thing. It's definitely time for more cameras, but whatever. For like this trash camera, this camera is terrible. It's a cool beginner camera, but I've outgrown it, basically. So getting back to the point, I graduated from film school, and I was only out of film school maybe 2 years before I got my first movie. I was working as a boom operator on my first film, and I would bounce between boom and a little bit of B camera, and it started becoming movie after movie after movie. Every time I turned around, I was signed up for a new movie, either to shoot it, to do boom, act in it, and my life just started to be nothing but film. I had 2 jobs, weekend job at REI and full-time job at United Healthcare. When I tell you I hated United Healthcare with everything in my soul, I've never hated a job that much. Hated United. I love REI to death, but I ended up quitting REI because, man, those people, they're so accommodating. They were so polite and accommodating. Every time I needed something, they accommodated. They made adjustments for me. And as a good person, I started feeling really bad. I'm like, bro, every time I need anything, they don't give me no lip. They don't say nothing. And I kept needing to take off for movies. And so eventually I said, man, I gotta quit. As much as I love this place, as much as I love the people, because I'm an outdoorsman, I'm a camper, I'm a fisher, I'm a shooter, hiker, all of that stuff. That's me. And well, REI has nothing to do with shooting. I was just listing my outdoor hobbies. But yeah, man, you know, I got tired of needing things, basically, and it started to feel bad. So I went ahead and resigned from there, and I only had United Healthcare left. And honestly, I got fired from United Healthcare because I don't have a temperament for that type of stuff, man. I was there for like 2 years and constantly complaining the whole time because I really wanted to do something different. And my manager was just on some BS. Like, she wouldn't move me to another department. She wouldn't, like, that was a terrible job. That was a horrible job, man. And so I lost that job. And thank God, though, when I lost that job, I was still doing movies. So the cash ain't really stopped. But I woke up one morning. You know how people say, so you mean to tell me you just woke up and... I woke up one morning tired of being here, wanting more, wanting bigger. You know what I'm saying? And to me, that was LA. It was either LA or New York. I've been to both several times. I love them both damn near equally. I love LA, scale of 1 to 10. New York is a 9.5. And Miami is like 8.5. But those are the film meccas of the country. Houston's film culture is growing, but it ain't LA. You know what I mean? It's far. It'll never be LA. So literally I woke up one morning and I was like, you know what? I'm done playing. Found a place in LA. So I didn't know that long-term Airbnbs were a thing. So booked the long-term Airbnb for January to September next year. And I'll figure it out from there, you know. But I'm happy with the decision. Like I said, I love LA, and I'm just inspired right now. Day in the life type content creation is something that I love, especially when I'm watching like-minded people and people who do the types of things that I enjoy or that I want to get into. Like right now, my favorite content creator, his name is Ron. Well, his YouTube channel is Ron Doug. And man, every time I turn around, he out shopping, or he out, you know, getting something to eat, working out, you know, going and visiting with brands and things like that. Like, I can see myself in him. So I appreciate what he does and how he does it. And it inspired me to just go ahead and get started. Like I said, I know this video is ass. I know the quality is ass. But it's gonna grow. Like I said, I have 2 other YouTube channels, and my TACT 22, my review channel is doing just fine because I started, right? So no matter how I feel, no matter how embarrassed I am about my space, like I said, y'all not gonna see this until I'm in my new space anyway. I just gotta get started. You have to start somewhere, because before, like, as much as I feel like my life is ass and boring and all that other stuff, I don't care if it's one person. I don't care if it's one person that's gonna be like, "Wow, this dude interesting." That's all I need. It's just something, and I'm not doing it because I want to get 1 million followers. I'm not doing it because I'm doing it because it's something that I love. You know, I love narrative filmmaking, and I love lifestyle content creation. And that's what this channel is for. This channel is for lifestyle content creation. So that's where I'm at. That's what it is. Again, I will see y'all probably. Well, I'm gonna start doing this more often. I'm probably gonna end up recording 5 or so videos. I do have gigs that are coming up. I do have I got a film that I'm still working on. There are some things here and there. So I'm probably gonna start vlogging, like when I'm on my way to the shoot and when I'm leaving the shoot, maybe a couple of clips at the shoot and stuff like that, and compile it over the course of like some days. So this will probably be one video by itself, and then the other stuff I might do like over the course of some days. I'm not really sure yet, because from what I know, the people that I watch, if they do multiple days, it's literally consecutive days, not like, you know, today and then December 2nd and then December 13th in one video. So I'm not sure yet. Again, that's why I'm doing this. Over time, I'm gonna find my groove, not somebody else's groove, my groove, the way I like to do things, you know, and it'll come together, man. You know, it'll come together. So like I said, I'm just doing this for fun. I'm doing this for me because I want to. I already got a monetized channel. So if this one don't get monetized, it is what it is. But again, T-Rob, y'all stay up, man.